Okay, in this video we're going to do some drawing, some sketching, and we're going to use a 2H, a HB, and a 4B and a 6B pencil. So first off, just doing some sketching with a HB pencil, this is. So I'm just going to try and show how light and how dark we can make our pencil marks, how much contrast we can achieve. So that's the difference between the light and the dark, which of course is important if we are trying to make something look real. So this is with the HB pencil. Next up we'll try a 4B pencil. And it's much easier with a softer pencil. It's much easier with a softer pencil to get more lead or more graphite on the paper. It's much easier to get it dark with a softer pencil. So I'm not drawing anything at all here now, I'm just sketching, making marks with the pencil to see how well, how dark we can make it. So with the 6B pencil now, this is the softest, one of the softest ones you can buy. So you can see with a 6B pencil, it's much easier to get it dark. You get more graphite on the paper, that's more you can smudge around. It's also harder to erase a 6B pencil mark if you've pushed it down real hard. So let's try to draw a shape, a sphere, a ball. And this is actually one of the tests that the art teacher does at the high school to see how well you can draw. Bear with me. So when we sketch, this is what I often see people doing in class. This is not how to sketch, not how to draw. That's no good. We don't want to tickle the paper. You don't get nice lines when you do it that way. So what we want to do is using our arm and drawing really from our shoulder, we're able to just draw nice lines like that. It takes a little bit of confidence, but it's much easier. That's where the light is coming from. So I'm using just a HB pencil to do this, and you can see that I can get it dark, but it'll take much more work to get it dark, and I won't be able to get it quite as dark as what I can when I'm using a softer pencil. as I said, this is one of the tests that the art teacher does at the high school, um, to see whether children can, to see whether you can make something appear three-dimensional. And I'm told often something as simple as a ball, which could easily be an apple or, an orange or a football, or loosely speaking, somebody's head. They're impossible. People don't know, or children don't know how to add basic light and dark. They don't understand where that light is coming from, therefore where the shadows should be. So although this is quite a simple little sketch, this is a very important concept, a very big idea. Now, very easily and quickly, you can see now that we're starting to get some shape. And you can see me essentially drawing the highlight, drawing the light with the rubber. Just a wee note. My writing's not so neat there because I'm actually writing upside down. Alright, let's try and do the same thing with a 6B pencil. So that's a very, very soft pencil. These pencils are very soft. Remember, no sketching like that with your hand, tickling the paper. We don't want to draw like that. What we want to do is, or try to do, is draw from our shoulder. And that way we can just get a much smoother shape. Just mark on where the light's coming from. Look, my pencil's broken. Get a new one and off we go. Remember, we have to be so careful with our pencils, else they just break like that. If we've dropped them, they'll always break. So it's very easy now to add the dark, and I can get it quite a lot darker. Put a lot of graphite, a lot of lead on the paper, very easily, very quickly. And because it's so soft, it's almost as though the pencil is in such small pieces that it really does get into the paper, which is why you can't rub it off so easily. So just using some lines to help add shape. Cross-hatching. Some of you might have done it at school already. Just using lines and zigzags and squares, crosses to make shading. That's really all we're doing here. So we can smudge that around a wee bit, add a bit of texture, add some more pencil. We don't need to add too much shading here, but just putting a bit of shading behind the ball helps bring the highlighted area to the front. So you can do the very same thing in paintings and landscapes. If you've got a tree that's got the sun hitting it, you know, you can put dark water or rocks behind that, cliffs in the distance, and it helps. If you put the highlight on one part of the painting and shading behind it from a different object, you know, that's how you create layers. So already, you know, it's come to life and we've got a ball now. Again, drawing with my rubber. There we go. Okay, just as an example, I'll try and do this with a 2H pencil. So 2H is the other end of the scale. It's really a very hard pencil and really quite impossible to get decent shading with it. It's the type of pencil you would use for technical drawing, for designing a house, for example. It appears, you know, reasonably quite dark, but I think when you compare it to the ball that was done with a 6B pencil, not at all. And in fact, I'm not even going to finish this one because it's so hard, and you just can't put the the marks onto the paper. See, if I smudge this now, you can see how much lead is, you know, just sitting on the surface of that paper. So yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay, so I've had an idea just from doing that. From doing that last ball and using my rubber and erasing some of those marks. I just want to really show you that you can draw with a rubber. You can draw with your eraser just as much or just as well as you can with your soft pencil. So I'm just shading this area in. Now going from really light, and we're going to make it slowly get darker and darker and darker. What I want to show you here is how I'm holding my pencil. I'm not holding it right at the end. So don't hold it like that. You want to hold it on its side with it resting in your fingers. So when you draw, you are in fact drawing with the side of the pencil. You're drawing with the side of the pencil, not the very tip of the pencil. And that way you can get much nicer shading sometimes. It's a lot looser. You know, you're not holding the pencil so tight. So when you hold it that way and you draw from your shoulder, you draw really quickly, really loose. Now I am holding it at the very end. And this is to really squash down, to really press down, to make sure I make that part as dark as possible. So I'm just smudging that a bit just to add a little bit of effect, build up some texture. So again, you can see I'm holding it between my fingers. I'm not holding it at the end, I'm just pressing down. And I think you'll find it's much easier to be able to change how much you press down on the paper if you hold the pencil that way. Now, using the long edge of a rubber, I can just draw these lines. Just draw through the pencil with these lines. I promise you, if you practice using your 6B pencil, practice sketching and adding those shading and adding the highlights, and using your rubber like this, your drawings will be spectacular. In fact, I did a drawing like this, or using these techniques, at art school. I put it up for exhibition and it was stolen. You can make beautiful drawings using your rubber and a really soft pencil. Give this a go, and remember, upload your work so we can all have a look and check out each other's results. Good luck.